I thought that before a
been
leader is
in
elected
the Senate
into
for 16
a
years, we are still
very
learning.
important office,
So we do
such
well
as
to continue
the
to
Senate
learn.
president, the person is not just going to have just the credentials, but also character. But here, I think something is not right. I think there's something different about this particular one. And that is to say, people are not wrong when they say that this particular Senate president is nothing but a sexist. Some have even called him a narcissistic psychopath. Wouldn't say we know if it's right or wrong, but I mean, from the things you've done over time, from the things he's done over time, it is obvious that it could just be true. If you have been following the politics of Nigeria, you know that when he was the chairman of NDDC in Rivers State, he also had an issue. And the issue he had was with a woman. All right? Such that the woman even accused him of insisting that he must, have carnal knowledge of her before approving certain, things. And then in the dead of the night, he brought people to, whisk the woman to Abuja. If not for the prompt intervention of the then governor of Rivers State in the person of Wike. And now again, the same thing has repeated itself. And this time around, it was not only with Natasha, it was just that Natasha's own became louder. It was first of all with Ireti, because he dismissed whatever Ireti was trying to say. And then Natasha, came in her defense. All right? So, for courtesy, I have to say this. Welcome to Gist Hub, where everything happens. Well, I would have brought this gist before now, but you know what? We wanted to be sure, as a journalist, to be sure of our facts. And this is where we become different. All right. So I think last week, it trended. Gist Lover just brought this is to a thing. And then, boom, he exposed our Senate president, who is known for his numerous side hens, mama hens, and side chicks. All right? And so now let's talk a little about what actually triggered that action by Gist Lover. It was when he shouted down Natasha, the senator representing Kogi Central. All right, and told her to her face that this is not a nightclub. Of course, she was trying to, the place was a little bit rowdy, the nays, and people are talking. So I think she wanted to raise her voice in a way that the Senate president will listen to her. And the response, if you had watched his face, you would see that he was smiling, he was enjoying the whole stuff happening in the Senate until Natasha spoke. As Natasha was speaking, his face was, you could see that you could see somebody who was getting very uncomfortable in his own skin as she was speaking. And I think that was why he looked for the right, adjective to, describe what she did by saying that this is not a night. In fact, that you don't have to talk until you are given the opportunity, which I agree with that. At least he would have stopped there, but he went further to say this is not a nightclub. It was more like denigrating the woman. It was more like telling her, you know what, not just because you're here. I mean, you belong to the nightclub. You're not supposed to be in this environment, in this hallowed chamber with some of us, And let's look at that part. Let's hear him.
We don't want the bill killed, but it should be slight modifications, sir. It's a necessary bill.
The two Senator Natasha, in the chamber, you have to be recognized before you speak.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, we are not in a nightclub. Those in favor that this bill be now read a second time, say aye. Those against, say nay.
I'm sure you saw what happened right there. Even when the lady recognized that, I have actually goofed, she apologized, he was not taking that. He just wanted to say that thing. Some people have said, is it because she was a single mother, for a long while before she finally got settled with Emmanuel Duangan? And my question would be, what has that got to do with her? I mean, she's representing a people in the Senate. So what has her personal life got to do with what Akpabio said? The thing is that Akpabio is like that, and that's why they say he's a sexist, because you can't just open your mouth and talk anyhow. Now he has come to tell us, oh, I have 4 daughters, oh, I pray that women, oh, they do this, do that. But do you think your kids are actually different in this instance? Do you think other people don't have feelings? How would you feel if one of your daughters was, talked down or spoken bad about by, your gender? Even though we know we're in a patriarchal society, we're not, there's no two ways about it, we know, but you don't have to shove that through our throats. All right. And so some of the people that Gist Lover actually brought out their pictures as the side hens and side chickens and side mamas and the rest, some of them actually, decided to debunk that, whereas some people just felt, what, there's no need talking about it, let's just leave it to die, a normal death. So let's listen to Dakora. Was actually some people say it was one neck, but believe me, it was Dakora's video that I first saw, and I actually felt bad for her. Right. So let's listen to what Dakora had to say, and then we'll come back.
Dear Nigerians, good morning. I hope you all are doing great. I just arrived to the US with my family. We're on our summer vacation, and I've not been online, and I started getting calls and text messages this morning alerting me to a very wicked lie from the pit of hell, actually, this morning. And I must say that I am very disappointed. I am very shocked. I'm appalled. And I want to categorically state that I have never, ever in my life met the Senate president. I have not had any cause to see him or to be in the same room with him, not to talk of being one of his side chicks. Hello, I'm married, happily married. I have 2 beautiful children. I have always been above board in my dealings with anyone. So for a blogger, a jobless, wicked blogger, to decide to put my name amongst women who have been with this man is totally wicked and totally unfounded. It is a lie from the pit of hell. And I'm ready for any legal action, because at this point, you have messed with the wrong person. I keep to myself. I mind my business. I drink water and I do my work. So for someone to want to tarnish my hard-earned name and image for some clicks, no way. I'm not going to stand for it, and I am not going to accept it. I am not going to be quiet about it. So I want to put it out there right now. Anybody who can say that I have been with this man, that you have evidence, hard evidence, video or audio, I will give you 5 million naira right now. I am not joking. I am very serious, because look, I have worked too hard for my name and my reputation, for someone to now wake up in the morning and want to cause wahala in my life. I reject it. I categorically stand against it. It is a lie from the pit of hell. I have never seen the senator before, and I will not allow anybody to tarnish my name any further.
So that was Dakora Ibusin, that's Timini's elder sister, responding and trying to debunk whatever Gist Lover has said. All right, so another person that actually came out with a long epistle was One Neck at the hair vendor, and she said, you know what, I don't know what you guys are talking about. And all my life I've been married. Before I came to Lagos, I was married before, and when the marriage broke up, packed up, and I remarried again. I have never been a single person, and that she's a responsible married woman, and that nobody, absolutely nobody, she had $2 billion or $2 million in her account, she can account for it, except for when she was marrying her first married, where the spouse then helped, and then this one is also helping, and so she doesn't know what you guys are actually talking about. And the funny thing is that Nancy Sime came out and said it's because they are jealous of me. I don't even know. She just said, I don't want to talk about it because they are jealous of me. And Neniedo has not bothered. I mean, she cares less of what people are talking about on the social media. She doesn't care. You can say what you want to say. She knows that, and the people also around her knows that, you guys are just saying what we don't know. But there are also there were two other ladies who I didn't bring their name up, the Chantel of this world, who went and changed this thing. I think he was doing a project for Gospel, because his name is Gospel Akpabio. So the thing was inside there. So immediately the thing broke out. She went and removed Gospel from the account on Instagram. I think I'll look up for that and then place it somewhere here so that how you can see it. And that, for me, that is all. As far as I'm concerned, even when he came and tendered an open apology, which I will want also to listen to before I conclude this video.
Even those of us that have been in the Senate for 16 years, we are still learning. So we'll do well to continue to learn. But in the course of my talking to one of my distinguished sisters, that she should speak whenever she's recognized, I made reference to the fact that we are not in a nightclub where people have to shout above the noise of the music. And the social media went agog. I'm not on social media, but my wife called me that people got angry. They published her number and said people should occupy her. So she received over 2,000 to 3,000 phone calls a day. And then I tried to on one of my phones. I realized it was in the public. In fact, the phone crashed after about 3 hours. So I am very happy with the interest generated by Nigerians in what goes on in these chambers, because we are here to cater for their interests. And so for them to be so interested in what goes on here means that we are connecting with the people directly. And it would have been terrible if we were doing all this work and the people were not even aware of what we are doing. But the communication was totally misunderstood. Instead of taking it for the nature of what we said, that you should not shout when you are talking and not and speak when you are recognized, they went into private abuses. I don't want to say what they did to me, because what they did to me, I think I don't merit it. I was telling DSP that it's even the one they should be talking to, because in my tradition, we marry only one wife. So they listed so many wives on social media. And at the end, it will look as if the Senate president had or has so many wives. When indeed, I'm reporting to my colleagues, I have only one. And I'm satisfied with that one. And she's a beautiful and loving woman. I will not intentionally denigrate any woman. I have a wife, I have 4 daughters. And I always pray that God will lift a girl child to the highest zenith in Nigeria, politically and in business. I also want my children to do well. So, distinguished Senator Natasha, I want to apologize to you if you felt offended. If I had mentioned that we are not in the market, they will say I said you are a market woman. If I said that we are not in a nightclub where people shout above the noise of the music, they will say you went to nightclub. If I said you were not in a community meeting in the village, they will say Akpabio says Natasha is a village woman. For me, there is nothing I will say that will not be misunderstood. But the interest generated in the social media, people jumped in, shows that you have a lot of political enemies It also shows that I do have enemies. All of us here contested elections with people. So whenever those people think that you are being brought down, they will jump up and they will say all sort of things. I noticed even some of them that could not pass through Senate screenings went into the fray and abused the Senate president, abused you and all that. I don't know how you took it, but I felt that I should tender a public apology to you over the miscommunication and the misunderstanding. So do accept my apologies, and my colleagues, or anybody who could have felt offended, accept my apologies. I did not mean any harm, and I did not mean what they are misinterpreting in the social media. And I hope this will come to an end, and people should concentrate on things that will move this country forward and not things that will divide us. So I hope the apology is accepted.
Well, he apologized, but I don't know how Nigerians took it. But I mean, he apologized. That humbled him. And we're happy he apologized, Omo, because that was a crazy one. That will also make him and every other person know that the social media is not like what they think, because some of these were old school, believe me. Like he said, does not go on social media, so they don't even think that social media is powerful. They might think it's a place where noisemakers, just stay and make noise. Bye for now.